Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have you ever wondered how Dakinosity made his thumbnails? Well, today I'm going to show you because I need to make one for Vel'Koz anyway. And actually, let me get rid of my camera so you can see everything. So basically, first off, I save as copy on one of my old thumbnails 90% of the time, right? And then I shall delete all of these so I can actually show you the process here. I'm going to keep the lens blare because that's funny. And I'm gonna keep the text too, because obviously to do text, you just press T on the keyboard if you're in Photoshop, yada, 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 and I'll teach you how to do all the drop shadow and stuff that I normally do. So for the background, all I did was take a picture of Arena. I just blurred it with Gaussian blur up here. Gaussian blur, blur, Gaussian blur, and it was like around 8. It's gonna rasterize if I do it now. Also, I was clicking on damage, but basically, yeah, I use like, what's this one? Yeah, like around 8, 7 Gaussian blur on the background. I have these two different little things here to kind of give it more texture. I found these just online. You could really use any kind of texture or something that you could just plop on top of there. Like, I think I got this like retro pack thing. Yeah, this thing. I don't know where I got this from, but it's got like a bunch of different little just like things you could put on into thumbnails that are just general uses and stuff. Textures, smoke, etc, etc. But you can find those on Google Images, you know. Basically, like, if you can't find anything like this, just get a background of space and then apply a multiply or like linear dodge or color dodge, one of these things. Just like go through all of these down here and try to find one that like looks the best. Maybe play around with the contrast of the filter, maybe play around with like the saturation or the just all that stuff. Blur it a little bit just to make it so like it's separate. There's like a layer between the background, which is blurred, and then there's like a background again that kind of makes it look flat like this, but at the same time having some depth. I know it's a weird concept, but okay, so like with the text here, you can see down here on the bottom right, I've got effects. Let's look at that. Okay, first off, actually, I use a customized, not customized, but I downloaded this, Barlow Condensed. I downloaded this font. There's plenty of fonts in Photoshop that work perfectly fine. I just wanted one, like, you know, I just wanted to find one that was like kind of different, but not really. Also, this one is Oblix Pro. I downloaded this too. It's like a Mr. Beast-esque font. I usually use this for like the big words that are yellow, you know, just to kind of exemplify them specifically and make them pop more. Having two different text fonts to like kind of separate both words helps a lot. So basically, I find a spot to put them, you know, insane damage. I'm gonna be making a Vel'Koz picture. So let's go grab a picture of Vel'Koz right now. Now, if I don't like a picture of Vel'Koz that's like, or a picture of anyone that's transparent, because the way you find transparent pictures of these characters is to just kind of go on Google Images and type in that character plus transparent, right? It's not too complicated. So you just do this, you feather it, you use this selection tool up here with the rectangle, you select like where exactly you want the picture to be, like what you want to cut out of the picture, make sure you have the Vel'Koz selected, and then, you know, you feather it. I already did it. I usually do feather 20, but then you just copy, Control C, Control V, get rid of the original, and there you go. Look at that. Sometimes you might need to move it because sometimes Photoshop is weird. Also, I don't think I actually need the lens flare for Vel'Koz. He's only got one eyeball, and it's kind of, you know, I use the lens flare to kind of just draw attention to that part a lot. Sometimes a lot of pictures don't have kind of a hard contrast color that like makes them pop out. Vel'Koz, giant purple eyeball with yellow text next to him, it's fine. You know, that works perfectly, especially purple and yellow are complementary colors, so that actually helps a lot. When you're having issues with color, go to the color wheel. Like, just Google color wheel and just pick ones that are literally like opposite of each other, if you like, as your main colors in the picture, and make like one the background and one the one that you want the thing to pop out as. It's like a genius idea. Anyway, I don't know why I tried to apply blur. I go filter, camera raw filter, and here I generally just pump contrast all the way up, highlights a little bit, shadows maybe all the way up, whites a little bit. You know, you can play around with all these settings, see what fits best for each character, because some champions I can't really do the shadows with and stuff. Texture all the way up, clarity all the way up. I kind of get a little deep fried effect there. Sharpening around half. Color correction. Sometimes the color and noise reduction I kind of have to fiddle with too, because sometimes it makes it too smooth, but this looks really good. It looks like deep fried, but not really, and it really exemplifies the colors. I think I've said exemplify like 7 times. So there you go. There's a very kind of, you know, he's popping a little bit. So now I forget what exactly I had going on for this. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna see what exactly I did in this game, because I forget. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm about to take Infernal Soul. Ooh, wow, incredible. Ooh. All right, so we got True Shot Barrage here, right? We got the True Shot Prodigy Augment. I feel like that's good enough to point out in the thumbnail. I also got a 5-stack Dragon Heart, but you know, you don't get Elder Dragon there, so it's kind of boring. This one, yeah, this is good enough, to be honest. So we put this here, and then maybe we'll get the Dragon Heart and put like a number 5 next to it on the other end, because like I need a little bit more down here to kind of fill in the rest of the space. In thumbnails, to make a really good thumbnail, you want to leave as little space as possible, right? You don't want it to make it look cluttered, but you want to fill all the space with something that is like relevant to the video that will make people want to click on the video. Whether that's just characters. You generally want to stick to 1 or 2 characters though, because people recognize like, what is it? Like up to 3 faces from peripheral vision or something like that. I forget what the actual thing is, but whatever. Generally you want to stick to 1 to 3 faces, right? Text, I generally stick to 2 words. Oh yeah, by the way, let's go through the effects right now on the words. Actually, you know, no. Let's do the True Shot Barrage first. So, I go in the camera filter again, do this, generally just highlight. Actually, no, I don't do that for these. For these, I kind of just raise the saturation and contrast a lot because I want that purple to stick out, texture, clarity, like all the way up. Almost. You can again mess around with the clarity. Sorry, brief pause there. I had to eat a cheeseburger. Anyway, so now what we'll do here is we shall go and find a Dragon Heart item. Normally I could find these on like Google or something, you know, just pictures of the items. They're kind of lower quality than normal. It's fine though. So I just usually copy and paste it. As you can see though, there's a little white thing on it, and I'm gonna actually use that little white stroke. Let's look at the effects. I have an outer glow with you know, these settings. I'm pretty sure these are just the normal outer glow settings. Normal blend, I just made it white. This and the spread is at 100% actually. It's not the normal ones. Reason why I did that is basically it's a stroke. I don't know why I didn't just do stroke, to be honest. But with this, it's got a white line around it. And now there's the drop shadow. You know, these are the settings I use for drop shadow. I guess they're pretty normal. It's just like a nice little shadow behind it. And what we do here is Alt. I hold Alt, and then I drag the effects from the Dragon Heart onto this. And now look at that. It's got a little drop shadow too. Oh my god. And then what we're gonna do here now, since we didn't get 6 stacks, I'm gonna copy the insane thing. I'm gonna write 5. I'm a genius for this. I'm a genius. Make it a tiny little 5. Put it here, and then move the 5 above the Dragon Heart. Boom. Boom shakalaka, baby. I don't know if that was the correct choice. So now people know I have 5 stacks on the Dragon Heart. But what about this? You know, what text are we gonna use and what's up with the text? So I already showed you the font. These are the blending options I generally use. I have an inner glow of white. You know, these are the settings for it. I have a gradient overlay of a slight gray, right? So what this does, if I turn this off, it kind of just gives it like a like some texture. You can barely see it, but it's there. And if I change the color, it'll, you know, it's honestly, I could probably get rid of it. I like the texture. It kind of puts like a shadow like around the edges, right? And I have it like this. Drop shadow 1. I have the spread all the way up. So now it gives it that bubbly effect. if you haven't noticed. Like, it has this, like, little bubble kind of round stroke to it that's, like, under the text, right? And I can actually move that if I move it. Yeah, see, look at that. But I generally have it at 6. So then it's more of a bubble instead of a shadow. And then I added a drop shadow. You can actually continue to add blending options here. There's a second drop shadow under this one. Make sure it's under it. That's more so a normal, like, shadow under it, right? So it actually pops a little bit more, and it looks like it's kind of coming off the page even more. So now that that's out of the way, what are we gonna name Vel'Koz? You know, it's like, oh, insane damage. Honestly, I could just kind of keep that. To be honest, there's nothing. I kind of got carried by Riven in this game. I ain't gonna lie. I did do some decent damage though. Maybe it's like super sniper. Oh, super sniper! Super sniper. There, dude. Dakota is on a roll lately. Look at that, super sniper. And maybe make it a little bit bigger. Look at that. Wow. We'll put this under sniper. Yep. There's the thumbnail. Maybe I move this down like slightly so it's not touching the sniper. Sometimes I'll add, for example, a layer here at the very back, but in front of the background. Use a brush tool. Make it black. Go around like 400 and just do this. Just like kind of add more shadow to it to kind of exemplify it. But lately, honestly, the text apparently has been doing better for me. So just, you know, just like that. Like, to check if your thumbnail really works well, just kind of zoom out like this. Like, does that look good? Yeah, I can read it from far away. I can, you know, it gets the message across. I can tell what it is. It's clearly arena gameplay with these things. And I think that's ready to go here. We'll export that shit right now. Look at that. What are we gonna name it? Vel'Koz, because I have no other Vel'Koz videos and probably won't in the future. Then we're gonna go export this bad boy. Ignore that. Ignore that. This is for us only. This is Google Drive is run out of space. So we're gonna, you know, add the thumbnail here. Generally, I just reuse details. So, you know, it does all the same tags and everything I normally do. And I get my tags from rapidtags.com. Vel'Koz. You gotta remember that for Void Champs. But I don't know. I have Ezreal ult. Sure. That's how you spell Ezreal, right? And then the description, Vel'Koz Pog. It's kind of a mid-gameplay video, to be honest. Add an end screen. Generally, just add my playlist. I'm gonna recommend this said video because it's really pog and it's got the dragon heart like this, so it's kind of, you know, similar. And then the next day, 9 a.m. Make sure you like and subscribe for consistent arena videos. And there it is. We're done. Look at that. Also, I'm gonna make a video on why do you people hate me? Why so many dislikes, guys? Come on. Anyways, I hope this was helpful in any way, shape, or form. I love you guys. Like and subscribe, poggers. Goodbye.